Before you go to sleep tonight, imagine this. You smell something strange in your apartment hallway. It's faint, but it's there. Rotting, sour, wrong. You call the police. They knock on your neighbor's door. A quiet man answers. Blonde hair, large glasses, soft voice, calm eyes. He explains it's just spoiled meat. The officers glance inside. They leave. Everything seems normal. But inside that apartment, there are photographs of bodies, a barrel filled with acid, and someone still alive. This isn't fiction. This happened. And for years, no one truly saw him, because Jeffrey Dahmer didn't look like a monster. He looked ordinary. And that is what makes this story terrifying. Milwaukee was not a city known for horror. It was factories, working-class neighborhoods, predictable routines. The kind of place where people waved at their neighbors and locked their doors out of habit, not fear. Jeffrey Dahmer grew up in what appeared to be a normal home. His father was a chemist. His mother struggled emotionally. There were arguments. There was tension, but nothing that screamed future killer. He was quiet, withdrawn, distant. While other children played together, Jeffrey preferred to be alone. He didn't connect easily. He didn't express much emotion. Teachers described him as polite but detached. Then came the fascination. Dead animals. He didn't just stumble upon them. He collected them. He dissected them. He studied bones the way other children studied comic books. He later claimed it was curiosity. But curiosity mixed with isolation can evolve into something darker. By high school, he was drinking heavily, sometimes before classes, sometimes during. Classmates thought he was strange, but not dangerous. Just awkward, just weird. No one imagined what was quietly forming beneath the surface. In 1978, only weeks after graduation, everything changed. A hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks accepted a ride from 18-year-old Jeffrey Dahmer. They drank together at Dahmer's house. When Hicks said he needed to leave, something snapped, not in rage, but in fear. Fear of being alone again. Dahmer picked up a weightlifting bar and struck him. Just like that, a line was crossed forever. Afterward, there was no panic, no frantic confession. He cleaned, he dismembered, he buried the remains in his backyard, and then silence. For nearly 9 years, there were no confirmed murders. It was as if the darkness had disappeared. But it hadn't disappeared. It was waiting. By 1987, it began again. Young men. Many vulnerable, many from communities that society often overlooked. He met them in bars. He spoke gently. He offered money for photos. He invited them home. Apartment 213. A space that looked painfully ordinary. A couch. A television. A small kitchen. Beige walls. But inside that apartment, something horrifying was happening. Dahmer wasn't killing in fits of explosive rage. He was trying to prevent abandonment. He drugged his victims so they wouldn't leave, so they wouldn't reject him, so they would stay. He later admitted he wanted complete control, total possession. In some cases, he attempted to create what he called zombies, drilling into skulls and injecting substances in a desperate, delusional attempt to remove free will while keeping the body alive. It wasn't just murder, it was domination. Neighbors complained about a terrible smell coming from his apartment. Dahmer told them it was bad meat, spoiled food, a broken freezer. Police were called more than once. One night, a 14-year-old boy managed to escape, drugged, bleeding, barely able to speak. 2 women found him and called the police. When officers arrived, Dahmer calmly explained it was a lover's argument, that the boy was his adult partner. Despite clear signs something was wrong, the police returned the child to Dahmer's apartment. They left. Inside that apartment, the killing continued. That moment remains one of the most haunting failures in modern criminal history, because everything could have ended there. But it didn't. In July 1991, another man entered apartment 213, Tracy Edwards. He was handcuffed, threatened, terrified, but he stayed calm. He convinced Dahmer to loosen one cuff. And when the opportunity appeared, he ran. He flagged down police officers. This time, they followed him back. Inside the apartment, one officer opened a drawer. He found photographs, real photographs, of dismembered human bodies. The officer later said his heart dropped instantly. He knew. There was no misunderstanding, no spoiled meat, no lover's argument. Inside the apartment, investigators found acid-filled barrels, human remains, severed heads, a refrigerator containing body parts carefully preserved. 17 victims were eventually linked to Jeffrey Dahmer. 17 lives, 17 futures erased. When he was arrested, he confessed calmly, no hysteria, no visible panic. He described the murders in chilling detail, as if recounting someone else's memories. Psychologists evaluated him extensively. Some diagnosed psychopathy. Others pointed to severe personality disorders. Many cited extreme abandonment trauma. But explanations never equaled forgiveness. In court, victims' families faced him. The courtroom was filled with grief, rage, unimaginable pain. Some family members screamed at him. Others collapsed in tears. Dahmer apologized. Softly, monotone. He said he deserved death. He was sentenced to multiple life terms in prison. No possibility of parole. Control, the thing he craved most, was finally gone. But even prison would not be the end. In 1994, another inmate attacked him with a metal bar in a prison bathroom. Jeffrey Dahmer died from his injuries. The man who tried to control life and death lost control completely. And yet, what unsettles people most isn't just what he did. It's how ordinary he seemed. He wasn't hiding in dark alleyways. He wasn't masked. He wasn't screaming. He smiled politely. He made small talk. Police stood inside his apartment and walked away. Neighbors lived